So now, I'm over here trying to figure out my shit since they didn't want to fucking feed me and shit. So I was like, fuck, what the fuck am I gonna do? So I go hit up a fucking Circle K and shit. And I come across a guy named Joshua. He's an older gent. He looked like a good scout. And I walk up to him and he's like, hey, how's it going there, young man? And I said, oh, I'm doing just fine there. I was like, hey, man, I'm really fucking hungry right now. And he's like, oh, really? I was like, yeah. He's like, well, here's a cup. He gives me a cup, hands it in my hands. And I'm holding it like this, right? I'm like, well, what do you want me to do with it? He's like, well, what the fuck do you do with a cup? He's like, this one don't go over your ding dong. So come on, wake up, boy. Ding dong, wake up. Is you in there? And I said, okay, so you gonna buy me a drink? He's like, boy, you ain't even old enough and you not even my type. I love women. I was like, what? I was like, no, not like that, man. I was like, you gonna pay for my drink? And he's like, I keep telling you, boy, I don't slide in them type of fucking DMs. So I only hit the good shit, you know what I mean? God's good blessing for a man. I ain't here to fucking hit no chili rings, all right? I was like, well, if you ain't gonna buy me fill up this here cup, well, what the fuck am I supposed to do? I said, you know what I used to do when I was young? So what's that? I said, shit. He's like, you in a vehicle? I said, nah, I ain't got no vehicle. He's like, you just walking on your pot tiles right now? I said, yeah, I'm walking on my pot tiles right now. And he's like, oh, even better. He's like, people know you around these parts? I said, well, not too well. I mean, there's some people that do. He's like, well, just fill up your cups. Start walking real nice and slow. And then look at the fucking guy at the register like this. And so I was like, all right. So I walk up and I start walking up to the door and I go like this. And the guy says, you're doing it wrong, boy. And I look at him again. I'm like, boy, you look like you. Like, just get the fuck out of here. I'll pay for your fucking drink. Like, you'll owe me later, boy. I was like, fuck. So I walk out. And I'm fucking walking and shit, real nice and slow. And the fucking store owner comes out. He's like, hey. I turn around. I'm like, what the fuck? Hey, you didn't pay for that shit. And I didn't know anything else to do, so all I said was, me no speak English. And he looks at me and he says, get the fuck out of here, you fucking little bastard. And I said, I fucking ran. Oh. Then I paced back and I said, damn, what am I gonna do with this one? I start running and running and running. Turns out that guy Joshua ain't even paid for my fucking drink. I just walked out of that shit. Now they're over here telling me that they're gonna call the police. I might end up in juvie, y'all. I don't want to go in like my pa. I always wanted a different type of lifestyle. But this shit here got me fucked up. You see, the lesson in all of it was, don't take advantage of the situation. At least analyze the motherfucker. See, I got too comfy. And then they told me, you better bring your ass back over here, boy. You got some dishes to clean. I said, what the fuck? So I go back. And I go to the store. And guess what? I get to the fucking store, and guess who his daughter was? It was the same girl that was trying to buy me some drinks or buy me a meal. So I got lucky. I walked back up on her and I started thinking to myself, I'm gonna hit her up with some licks. So I come up to her, right, real nice and slow. And I tell her, hey, look what I got. And she looks at me and she said, oh, you a bad boy. I said, yeah, for you I've been. And she said, you being a real bad boy. And I said, well, what's wrong with me? I was like, what's your name? So it's about time you asked. I was like, well, what's your name? She's like, it's Dominique. I was like, Dominique? I was like, damn, that's a fucking sexy ass name. And she said, She's like, don't you know what parts you in right now? I said, well, not really. I had to go take off. I had to figure out my shit. She said, oh, I feel bad. I said, I don't like pity parties. I used to tell one of my other brothers, I said, if you feel bad about something, I mean, if you got 2 hands and 2 feet, why are you bitching? Why don't you just get the job done? You're wasting more energy talking about it than actually doing it. And she looked at me and she said, you know what? My granddaddy used to say the same shit. And I said, ooh. I said, you know what? I was like, you're looking mighty fine. She said, there you go again, still being a bad boy. I said, well, I've been known for it to be inside the gym. I mean, to stay clean. She said, no. She said, no, you fucking up. I said, why? Why do you keep saying that? She said, cause I don't want a bad boy no more. She said, I want a good boy. I said, what is that supposed to mean? I was like, so I start taking my time and I start analyzing this shit. And she's like, do I look like somebody that needs trouble? I said, no. She's like, do I look like somebody that needs protecting? I said, well, I look like you're doing pretty good. She said, exactly. So I don't need nobody fucking that up. I said, damn, you got me all caliente. And then she said, well, hopefully I see you around and you fix that fucking attitude. And she dipped. That was it.